Everyone gets mad at me. Okay.
Hello everybody, I'm Joey Trombley along with Joe Poussant, and on the camera is Sam Castine. It is Friday night lights as we like to call it in Chazy. It's Chazy and Elizabethtown-Lewis, the big rivalry in the MVAC. It's a Friday night. Actually, it's a cool Friday night, much nicer than we thought it was going to be. There was 100% chance of rain according to the Doppler radar, but it missed us today, and Joe, I think we dodged a bullet weather-wise.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if E-Town dodges Chazy's bullet tonight. They're going to come down their throats, I think. They're going to come out and try to control this game right off the bat. E-Town's they're a well-coached team. Normally they've been packing the box in, try to prevent Chazy from scoring. We'll see how effective they are with that. That's the way they played us the last couple of times that we've played E-Town.
Well, I'll tell you, tonight is a big night for many reasons here in Chazy. Chazy right now does have a tie for the MVAC North Division Championship here, and if they win tonight, they'll play next Friday here at the George Brendler Field for the MVAC Championships, where the top team from the north plays the top team from the south. Chazy's guaranteed a tie right now. If they win tonight, they win the division. If they lose, Elizabethtown comes within a game, and the whistle blown, they're calling it outside the box, is my guess. Joe, that was in the box, at least to me it looked like it.
Yeah, Chazy gets a hometown call there. That was very fortunate to dodge that bullet. E-Town seems to be putting a little pressure on early. It should be interesting, this kick right here. It should be real interesting. These set plays can be very dangerous.
Well, when you get E-Town and Chazy playing, it's like, I've said this before, it's like the Red Sox and the Yankees playing, and it's a set play, and it's headed out by LaFountain. But if Chazy wins this game tonight, they do win the MVAC. They win it. Right now they are undefeated. They have won 14 straight games since their opening day loss in the Chazy Classic, and it's 14 straight, and they've been winning rather convincingly. Nolan Ryan in the last 5 games has been on a tear, scoring at least a hat trick or more. I think 17 goals.
Ryan scored 17 goals in the last 5 games. He's making a statement in the league the second half of the season. He's taking it right down their throats. Granted, some of the teams haven't been the strongest, but he's been impressive on all of them. Any game that he plays is impressive. Here's a run right here, you guys.
And Ryan penetrates into the box, but it's cleared out nicely by the Elizabethtown defense, and Racine will send it in toward the box, and it's cleared out, picked up by Fields, and good defensive play by the Elizabethtown defender, but Fields controls it. Fields pushes it back to Trombley. Chazy is in E-Town territory. He finds Kenny Boris. Boris one-times it out to Racine. Racine's got some time, being challenged by number 6, Kasava from Elizabethtown, and it's knocked out. Also tonight, Joe, a big night for the seniors. It's senior night in Chazy. It's their last home game as a senior, and what a night and what a game to have it against your arch rival Elizabethtown-Lewis.
Yeah, this is an exciting night for a lot of reasons. We're watching a lot of these seniors for the last time on the home field. There's probably going to be some sectional matchups here after the MVAC championship next week. There's probably going to be a couple of sectional games here, but it's their last home league game for, I think it's 8 of these seniors, correct?
There's actually, between the reserves and starters, there's 11 seniors.
11 seniors. That's quite some shoes to fill for next year for the Chazy team. It's going to be interesting to see what they do next year with losing this many seniors. It's hard to replace all that experience, especially their middle. I think they're only bringing Stetson Fields back in the middle. They're losing all the rest of them.
They have Jason Baker come back.
Jason Baker, excuse me, that's right too. Jason's a junior this year?
Junior,
yeah,
yes.
Jason. Ben Baker, speaking of Baker, Ben Baker's playing very well the last few games, I've noticed. He's stepped it up big time. He has a lot of speed, that Ben Baker. Be surprised if you see him trying to sneak one in tonight.
Well, Ben has shown he's really gotten the opportunity, and he's taken advantage of that opportunity, has been playing very well. And the Chazy team, I think at the beginning of the season, fans did not know what to expect because they lost a lot of key players last year. And as each game has progressed, Joe, we've seen almost all the games, they have gotten progressively better in every game.
Yeah, that's what's nice to see about a team. It's not a very long season, so you have to bring them in and try to keep bringing them up so they don't. There's a dangerous one right there. So they don't plateau too early with they just keep getting better and better incrementally. And you notice the Eagles doing that. Their ball movement's been much better than the beginning of the year, especially the last 5 or 6 games. They've come on really strong.
No doubt about it. Chazy is, I guess, they're number 1 in the division. We know that now because if they win tonight, they clinch the MVAC North. But even more impressive with this team, I don't think anybody expected this. They're ranked number 1 in the state.
And it's very pleasant surprise for the Eagles, but they've earned that reputation, the number number one. They have the reputation, and they've been winning the games. And that's how you get ranked and keep your ranking. It doesn't mean anything though until the end of the season. You can be ranked first all season like last year and not win it. It all depends at the end of the season who's ranked number one. And I think these Eagles are very hungry for it. They want to make another run at a state championship, it looks like. And I wish them all success. They've been reaching that goal, getting better and better each game. They haven't plateaued. It's nice to see. There's Ryan turns one right there, just misses one.
Yeah, Nolan's got a couple chances. And, Joe, we were in E-Town about a month ago, and we got to tip our hat off to the 8th grade goalie, Brock Marvin. For an 8th grader, that kid is playing way above his age.
Yeah, he's got 5 shutouts, as according to the paper here today. The stats, he has 5 shutouts on the season. He's had quite a few shots on him. He's had 89 shots on him. And where you have Jake Beeman, he's got 9 shutouts, but he's only had 57 shots. That tip your hat to the Chazy defense there. They're playing some strong defense, and let me be the first to say this, that a lot of those shots and quite a few of the Chazy goals have come with the reserve defense in there when they've been ahead large margins in a game. Coach McCullough likes to put the younger kids in and give them some experience, and a lot of those shots and goals have come in the last half of the game.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about that. But I want to go back down to Elizabethtown, where Chazy really peppered some hard shots on net, and that young 8th grader stepped up to the task.
Yeah, he was very impressive. You're going to see him tonight. There's a good takedown by good defense by Elizabethtown. They got all ball. Yeah, he kept him in the game down in Elizabethtown. We totally outshot him, outplayed him, and he come up big time and time again. They were point blank shots, and he was come up with big saves. Nice move by Fields.
Well, it's like you said, Ryan got taken down again, and I remember it was a Crown Point game we were calling, and you said, you keep taking Nolan Ryan down, it's a matter of time before he channels that energy, and that night he scored 5 goals.
Yeah, that was a different team, though. Crown Point is different than E-Town. E-Town, they come with their A game. Every time they play Chazy, they're going to bring their best game, and that's what you want to see. It's nice to have the rivalry that E-Town and Chazy have developed over the years. It's intense, and it is fun to watch. It's good soccer by both teams.
Well, we look across the way there, and we have a lot of fans here early for this game, and you do expect that, and I think Nolan Ryan, it looks like yellow on Boris.
You're kidding me! He's on the ground! Both of them!
Well, it looks like the referees want to take control here early, and Ryan and Boris are taken down out of the game, at least for one play, and number 9, Scott Morris. So I think Ryan and Morris were going after each other out there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how long they're off the field here. This is a big game. They're not going to be off the field here for too long, I don't think. Got Steve LeBombard. He's a normal reserve or starter, and he's sick tonight. Unfortunately, he has a viral infection in respiratory system. So you're going to be seeing more of Caleb Snide. Actually, they got Caleb Snide playing up here, it looks like.
Snide is up, and he's got the game for it in this big game.
He's number 11.
Number 11 is Evan Drew for Elizabethtown. He checked in for Morris. And I think the referees want to take control. They know it's a big game.
Yeah, you got to take control. I mean, emotions can run high at a game like this, and it's smart for the refs to lay it on early and let them know they're not going to let this get out of hand, because there's no sense in having somebody get injured. It's still only a game.
Well, what I was alluding to, Joe, we've got a big crowd working over there. So you kind of expect that when these two teams meet. But I will say this, on both sides of the ball, both teams have a lot of respect for each other.
Oh yeah, that's what was nice. I just mentioned that the rivalry they've developed over the years on the girls and the boys. Teams are playing each other very tough. Normally it's Elizabethtown and Chazy in the MVAC. That's normally the way it is, especially in the boys.
Oh yeah.
It seems like the last 12 years or so.
Well, you can't knock out the Willsboro teams.
Once
about
in a while.
3 years ago. They went about a 2-3 year run where they were very physical, and they were a very athletic team out there.
Yeah, but it just seems like E-Town, they play Chazy very well. They're a very well coached team. He knows how to play against this Chazy team. He's seen them enough times. He knows their games, and it's hard. Like the last game, you were moving. Coach McCullough was moving Ryan inside, outside, and it's hard to defend him. If you're going to mark him, it leaves the other people open. which is what's nice. It's not all Ryan. Granted, Ryan is the goal scorer, but you got Fields. He's one of the high scorers in the league. You got Jason Baker, is one of the high scorers in the league. So these guys can spread it around pretty well.
Well, right now, Elizabethtown is trying to take advantage of Ryan out of the game at the moment, and Chazy is trying to just withstand any rush that Elizabethtown might have. Boris and Ryan will be checking back in on the next out-of-balance ball that favors White, which is Chazy.
With your skill, Brian, with your skill.
And it is Fields jumping up there, and he is knocked from behind by Plank, and it will be a kick for Chazy. Kyle LaFountain calls for it. Kyle LaFountain will take the kick. He'll send this over to the other side of the field, over to Perry Latchmore. Latchmore's got room. He approaches midfield. On the left-hand side, he has Ben Baker, but he decides to go to Jason Baker at center. Jason Baker with the ball, pushing it back over to Reynolds. Reynolds has Trombley. He hits Trombley on the right side. Trombley, surveying the situation, has some room to move. He sends a through ball over to number 5. That would be Barrier, Jordan Barrier, but a little too far, and Brock Marvin comes up with the ball and punts it toward midfield, and Baker hustles to the ball and heads it out to the wing, and there's hustle by Barrier, kicked out toward midfield, and Reynolds pushes it over to Baker. Baker back to Trombley. Trombley back to Reynolds. Reynolds over to LaFountain. So Chazy's moving the ball well, trying to gain back control.
Yeah, that's what Chazy does. They use the field. They move the ball well. They did the first game against Elizabethtown. They're going to have success doing that again. They have to keep moving the ball. There was a through ball just a couple of plays ago that was right to Barrier. Barrier, he just missed that. He was a step or two from catching a hold of that ball and maybe making a run on the keeper. But that was a nice through pass. Here comes Ryan and Kenny Boris again.
And Jordan Barrier and Caleb Snide coming out. We're looking at 2 8th and 9th graders coming off here for Chazy, and those two will have a bright future in the coming years for the Chazy varsity team.
Yeah, it was good seeing Barrier getting some good minutes last game against Elizabethtown. I think he's going to get some good minutes this time too. The way the rotation's been going, Coach McCullough moving some of these people in and out. He knows where to play them. He's bringing them up, getting them developed. If you're playing against a team like Elizabethtown, this just shows you what you have to do to obtain a high level of play.
Well, you know, Joe, we're into the part of the season now, quite frankly, the games don't get any easier.
No. This game here is probably their toughest one they have for a couple of games. Normally they play the MVAC championship. There's a nice ball movement. They play the MVAC championship next Friday against. Do you know who's going to be the representative from the South?
No, I don't. And a nice ball there, and it's Plank with the ball, pushing it over to number 7, and looking for the shot. Number 10 taking the shot wide, and boy, nice ball movement from the Elizabethtown players, and Jake Hooper let a shot go wide of the net, but some nice pass work from Elizabethtown on that rush.
Yeah, that was a nice rush. I think that's their first shot of the game they've had on goal, or not even, wasn't really on goal, but that was their first shot that they've had.
Yeah, but it was a nice play.
Yeah, nice ball movement.
It was a nice feed. It was actually Plank got it over to Gowdy, and Gowdy slipped it up over to Hooper, and Hooper let the shot rip, but the ball went wide, and then the ball is now back in play into Elizabethtown territory, and they're going to try to build on that rush. And here comes Elizabethtown again. Number 6, Casaval with the ball, being guarded by Trombley. Trombley trying to stick him. Trombley does stick him, and it will be a throw in for Elizabethtown, and it is Derek Ratcliffe coming up to take the throw in for Elizabethtown. They had him down as number 4, but he's actually number 16 for the Elizabethtown Lions. Derek Ratcliffe taking the throw in. Nice throw in. That's almost like a kick, and headed by Plank and called by Beeman. And Beeman comes up with it. Another nice play by Elizabethtown. And Ryan pushes it by number 18. And Ryan gets by Ollett. And it's Nolan Ryan trying to get by 1. He gets by a second player. And again, there's 3 players around Ryan at all times. And Nolan Ryan will try to get that ball. And it's pushed out, and it's kicked by Ben Baker trying to find Ryan. And controlled by Elizabethtown. Elizabethtown coming up, sends it up. And it is Plank given chase, but knocked out by Kyle LaFountain. And again, there's that senior leadership that we talked about in the sweeper position.
Yeah, that's what you need back there. You need somebody who's steady, and LaFountain is the best in the MVACA from what I've seen this year as far as playing defense. He's tough, does nice things with the ball. Just like that there, nice pass, beautiful head pass right there. He knew what he was going to do with that ball, and that's really what you need back there, is somebody who you can just totally depend upon, and he hasn't let Chazy down at all.
Latchmore lets a shot go wide, and I'd be surprised if Kyle Fountain is not a first-team All-Star this year.
Yeah, I think he was an All-Star last year. He's done well from his freshman year on. He's played consistently for Coach McCullough. Normally he played on the left side till this year, taking the place of Jordan Spiegel back there. Done an excellent job.
Well, right now it's a goal kick for Elizabethtown, and the ball is sent headed by Ryan and headed back, controlled by Trombley. Trombley goes to the right side over to Racine. Racine does have Kenny Boris. Nice feed into the open field. Boris with the ball, sends it in toward the net, and it just kind of lofts into Brock Marvin's hands, and he'll work his way to the 18 to punt the ball. Nice punt. It will reach midfield. Trombley going to head it. Him and Plank kind of collide, but controlled by Plank, and it looks like Morris, number 7 Morris, or Gowdy actually. Gowdy with the ball, trying to push it through. Good play by Baker. Fields given chase, but controlled by Elizabethtown, and number 9 controlling Morris pushes it up over to Hooper. Hooper making a nice move, being guarded by Baker, gets it up to number 12, and it's headed by Reynolds over to Racine. Elizabethtown is playing inspired soccer right now, Joe.
Yeah, they're running on some good emotion here early in the game. They've been outshot 5-1, it looks like, but a lot of the play in the last few minutes has been right in the midfield here. Kind of makes you nervous if you're a fan of Chazy. A team like E-Town, they like these low-scoring games. It keeps them in it. They try to get in this scoring match with Chazy, and they're not normally going to come out on the winning side.
Well, the Chazy lead. Oh, there's Kenny Boris giving chase and Marvin comes up with it, and that's Brock Marvin. Chazy has outshot him 5-1, but there really has not been any dangerous shots on either side for either team.
No, E-Town, like I said, E-Town has a good team. They're well coached. They know how to play the Chazy team, and as the game goes on and on, you're going to find Chazy will hopefully get some better scoring opportunities, and they've had better quality control more than E-Town. You know, they've made better passes so far. They move the ball just like that, set the offense back up, draw the defense out, because E-Town is going to pack that defense.
Well, Latchmore has the ball. Chazy changes fields, and it gets past Kenny Boris, and it's cleared back out to midfield, and Reynolds heads it up. And it's a battle between for the ball, and number 17 just sends it Goff, picked up by Fields. Fields looking to control. Nice pass to Ben Baker. Baker working his way into the box and knocked out, and it will be a corner kick. And Joe, I know you've talked a lot in the past about using that left foot, and it seemed like Ben was holding back to set up for his right foot.
Yeah, he'll develop that in years to come. He's got a couple of years left, and it's going to be nice to see. He's going to play that left side. You got to have a left foot. It's hard to double clutch you double clutch to try to set up your right foot every time. For a team like E-Town, they're going to be right on you. They have quick defenders.
Well, a nice play by Elizabethtown, and it is number 9 right now for Elizabethtown, and that would be Morris. Sends it up, just misses Plank. Throw in for Trombley over to Ben Baker, or Jason Baker, and Jason being challenged very well by Scott Morris, pushed up to Hooper. Hooper has some good movements in the open field, trying to work his way, getting it by Reynolds, pushes it up over to Plank. Plank trying to turn to get a shot off. Plank looking to take a shot, and Reynolds gets his foot on it to deflect it, and Elizabethtown is putting the pressure on, and it is Trombley sending it back toward Ryan. Ryan heads it over to Stetson Fields, who sends it into the Elizabethtown area, but it's back to midfield, and it is Stetson with the ball, send up to the middle. It's Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan's got some room. Nolan Ryan gets the goal on a beautiful feed from Stetson Fields, and Chazy goes up 1-0. Joe, that was a picture-perfect play, and it all started back, Joe, back on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Trombley sent it out to Fields. Fields sent it up to Nolan Ryan. Ryan split the defense, and Brock Marvin had no chance on that when you have the most prolific scorer in New York State, 1-on-1.
Yeah, that was a nice transition, seamless transition game from Chazy, coming up on the defense, turning around and setting the offense right up. Two people touched the ball before they got it to Nolan, and that's what you want to try to do. They drove it right down the middle too. They didn't use the wings. They went right down to E-Town's throat, and that's that sends a message right there to the E-Town team. They're going to be coming right back at you.
Well, E-Town must be a little frustrated because, quite frankly, for the last 5 minutes, they were probably taking control of the game into the Chazy end, and Chazy comes down and scores. So I know that's got to be a little of a heartbreaker for them because they were putting some good pressure on.
Yeah, but that's where they got caught out. Normally they like to play more of a defensive game. They got caught out. They're up a little bit, and they misjudge Ryan's speed once again. I'm surprised that they did. Knowing his speed, he blows by them all. He's got a guy marking him. What's the number of this guy marking him?
Number 9 would be that'd be Scott Morris.
Scott Morris. He's got Morris. Morris is not very far from Ryan at all. But he blew by a couple of defenders right there. But it was a beautiful through ball by Stetson. Beautiful pass to thread that right between those guys, and Ryan just blew right by him.
Well, Nolan Ryan adds to the list. I think, Joe, you have some statistics there, and where Nolan Ryan stands on New York State, not New York national level.
I think that ties him for 12th right there, that goal.
He was 13 coming into this game. Nolan Ryan is ranked number 13 nationally for high school soccer players at any level, and that goal there, we think, just put him up to number 12, and I think he's about 5 goals away from cracking the top 10.
Yeah, he's got a few more games to try to get that goal. I don't even know if he knows about it, tell you the truth. He doesn't care. He wants to play soccer, and to get goals against a team like E-Town is what he lives for. You know, it's a lot easier to get goals against a team that isn't as strong. When you get goals like Nolan has the last couple of years against Elizabethtown consistently. Last year, how many goals did he score against Elizabeth? 7 or 8?
7.
It was 7. He got those himself against Elizabethtown, and to do that against an Elizabethtown team it's phenomenal that you can do that, because they normally don't give up that many goals to single.
Well, that was over a 3-game period.
3-game period, but still, it's a feat that you had to get. I mean, it's hard enough to score. They mark him. I mean, he's marked heavily, and to get that many goals and to be marked shows where you're at. He's a phenomenal player.
Well, Marvin wisely comes out, and he tries to send it toward midfield. It's controlled by Hooper. Hooper being challenged by Kyle Reynolds, and over to the right side it's Plank. Plank being challenged by Latchimore. Latchimore giving chase. Latchimore's a big boy. He's not going to back down. Latchimore sends it up into the wing, and there goes Kenny Boris. Kenny Boris giving chase, trying to keep it in. Boris keeps it in. Nice play, Kenny Boris. Where that came out of nowhere, Kenny Boris.
He's got to be running.
Derek Ratliff, I think, thought the ball was going out, and Kenny Boris made a nice play there. Chazy keeps it in, and Ryan tried to flip it back over to Kenny Boris. Reynolds with the ball sends it over to Fields. Fields will take a shot. Fields drills the crossbar. Ball headed into the box, coming back out. Reynolds looking to take a shot. Reynolds in, chips it up, and it goes in. But what a bullet by Stetson Fields.
Yeah, that was a nice play, but he almost had one there. The keeper was flat-footed. I don't think he was expecting him to shoot that. Chazy was moving the ball very well that series. Seems like Chazy's starting to take the game now. They're starting to take the game back over there, up to 8 shots. They're starting to get more control of the ball, get better chances. That's the second. Besides the goal, that was another really great chance that they had to score. They're starting to click very well now.
Well, what Elizabethtown is doing is they are hustling at every play, every opportunity, and Chazy has to be on their toes, so you can't just sit there and wait when somebody's rushing on you like that. So E-Town is putting good pressure on Chazy at this point.
Yeah, but Chazy methodically gets the ball, they bring it, they work it down, they reuse the field just like this. They put some nice passes together. E-Town's had a few passes together.
And Racine is taken down by number 17 from Elizabethtown, and that would be Goff. Ben Goff took down Racine, and it will be Nolan Ryan setting up for the shot. From this distance here, it's got to be a set play. I think they'll probably go to the far post with Baker, Fields, Reynolds, and Racine charging to the net. There it is, the far post, Reynolds. And there's the shot wide, and that was a shot by, it looked like Jason, was it Reynolds?
It was Reynolds.
Okay.
That, yeah.
Went wide, but again, it was a set play far post. You could almost see that develop from up here.
Yeah, set plays are dangerous when it's down there in next to your goal. When the ball drops in there, anything can happen. Makes it very dangerous for the keeper. Sometimes they can be screened when the ball goes low. They're screened from the ball. It's hard when to keep track of the ball, being a keeper when it's right down in front of you and it's bouncing around.
Well, we're under the 20-minute mark here in the first half. Fields from behind, and that's a good call. We're under 20 minutes, actually up under 19 minutes now. Chazy has outshot Elizabethtown 9 shots to 2, but Elizabethtown has played some good midfield play. They don't have the shots to show for it, but it was just a beautiful goal for Nolan Ryan from Stetson Fields to give Chazy a 1-0 lead. There's a ball going to the box of Chazy, and Trombley heads it up. Baker holds his ground, and from behind is Hooper, and a good play by Jason Baker to hold his ground, because if anybody came over, it had to be a push.
Yeah, Baker's a big kid. You're gonna have to leap to get over him. He controls that midfield. Most stuff in the air he gets. And Hooper they go back last year. I think they played against each other. Was it 2 years or just last year?
About what?
Hooper played for Keene Valley.
Hooper played for Keene last year.
Yeah, but they've squared off before. They know each other, so they're they're familiar with each other.
Absolutely,
which is good.
Well, Joe, I just noticed here the crowd has really swelled to a big-time crowd here in Chazy at the George Brendler Field, and why not? Big game, big night, and here comes Nolan Ryan and Brock Marvin. Good try from Reynolds, trying to get it to Nolan Ryan. It was just a little too far. Marvin comes up with it. He punts it toward midfield, and the ball will be controlled by number 10. There is Hooper with the ball now, trying to find somebody, and it is Baker between the legs of Hooper, and Baker with the ball making some nice plays. It's Baker. It's all Baker at this point, trying to hit Kenny Boris, who sends it back to Fields. Fields working his way to the box. Good movement by Fields. He lets a shot rip high above the net, but all started back at midfield with Jason Baker.
Yeah, what a season Baker's had. He's a great player last year, and he's done nothing but get better, bigger, faster, stronger, smarter. He's going to have the whole package. He's a sophomore this year or junior? He's a junior.
He's a junior.
He's a junior. So Chazy has another year to have him back on the field, being the field general again. He's done a fabulous job.
Look who he stepped in for.
Yeah, that's it. He's done it. He's done a great job filling in for Spiegel. I mean, it's his position now, and that he's earned it, and he definitely deserves it. I don't think I've seen any better in the MVAC than Baker. I think the whole Chazy middle. Yeah. I don't think there's any team that can match up any player at all compared to Chazy's middle.
They're definitely solid across the board here, and you win 14 straight games, something's going right.
Yeah, that's where you do. You put your best players in the middle, and they control the game, and they've been doing a phenomenal job. The Chazy players have in the middle. You got Ryan, Fields, Reynolds, Baker. You got LaFountain. These kids have been doing a great job to control that middle of that field. When you can go down to a team like E-Town, like Ryan was able to do, granted it was a nice pass, but you go right down the middle of E-Town's throat and score a goal like that sends a statement right there.
Well, Nolan is fast, and there's a reason why he is the most prolific scorer in New York State history for any soccer player, and he just keeps adding to the list. The night that he broke the scoring record, when he scored again, Calvin made it very clear he broke the record again. So every time he scores, he keeps breaking the record.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how long this record lasts. But you know what? I think look at that right there. That's what he does right there. He goes after that ball all the time. Time and time again.
Unselfishly gives it over to Baker.
Beautiful.
Over to Boris.
Oh, nice.
And
save.
what a save.
That keeper, what a save.
You got to tip your hat to Brock Marvin. Kenny Boris had that corner picked out. And I'm telling you something right now, Joe. Brock Marvin's going to be a thorn in the side of the Chazy teams for the next 4 years.
Oh, yeah, maybe we can do something to get him down here in Chazy, because he's great. He's a great keeper. He was great last game, and it looks like he's going to do a fine job this time. He's been doing one so far. That was really the first save he's really had to make of any ability compared to that first game that they played.
Joe, it's nice to be young and limber.
Oh, my, yeah. He can do it.
Those days are gone for us. But, boy, I'll tell you what, that was just a pretty play. And
Chazy was moving the ball well, though, too. I mean, they were moving the ball really well across the field and finding the seams and to keep it going. And most keepers, that would have been into most keepers, I believe.
Well, right now it's Fields with the ball trying to control. Fields being challenged by number 14. It would be Plank. Fields with the ball being guarded by Plank. Pushes it to the open field and nobody there. And it is Barrier trying to get Trombley. And it's knocked away by number 6, Cassava, who pushes it back. Trombley makes a nice move. Trombley working his way to the box. Trombley sending it across and too hard. And I think there's probably a little bit of adrenaline there for Trombley going down that far in the offensive end.
Still a nice run, though, that he made coming from the defensive end to go up there. That just shows you're not stuck in one position. That's what the boys are doing very well lately. They're moving the ball. You see Lattimore's he's making some runs up the line. Trombley's making some nice runs. Trombley's been doing that pretty much all season, though. He's been making nice passes. They haven't really capitalized much on him, but they're dangerous threats. And you keep doing that, and eventually it's going to go.
Well, this could be dangerous, and LaFountain just kind of slows it up a little bit. And there's a collision, and yeah, that would be what I saw. Number 12, Nielsen just flattened Jason Baker.
Hey, Anders, let's get a good wall here. Anders, big wall here. You can step right up.
I'll get one later. Just had one.
And it is Kyle Reynolds taking the kick for Chazy. We're at 13 minutes here in the first half. Chazy with a 1-0 lead here at the George Brenler Field on what turned out to be a very nice night for a fall evening here in Chazy, especially when they were calling for a 100% chance of rain, and we didn't see any. So it must be the Doppler radar was off last night.
Yeah, and we're happy it's so. It's cool enough. We don't need any rain.
No, it's definitely the coolest night we've had to do a soccer game. Would you agree with that, Sam?
Oh, 100%.
Sam's on the camera there, and this is by far the coldest night, but it's not that bad. It's probably about 50 degrees, and the wind's not as stiff as they thought it would be either, so that's worked out well. And nice play by Barrier. Gains control to Trombley, pushes it up to Baker. Baker trying to get it. Ball cleaned out over to midfield, and it is Fields over to Barrier. Barrier being challenged by number 6, being pushed by number 6, Cassava, and it's Barrier and Cassava fighting for the ball off of Barriers. But you know what's nice about this team? When the players are out there, it doesn't matter who's in what position, what grade you are, they'll find that open person.
Yeah, they're taught that, and that's the way it should be. They didn't even have to look. Sometimes they put it down in the corner. And when you're on this side, you just put it down the corner. You got somebody with speed like Ryan or Bowers up front. They're going to get to it. That's what Trombley's been very effective doing is feeding the ball, just like that. Moving the ball across the field. Trombley's having a great season from what I've seen. Galen is having a great season.
He's solid back there along with Latchimore, Reynolds, and LaFountain. And again, you have to have a strong defense to do what these guys have been doing all season. And it's Trombley who might take a shot off here. Trombley goes high, and Marvin goes up. Nice shot by Trombley.
Nice shot by Trombley. I think everybody thought that was going to rise. That dropped.
Yeah.
That was nice to put that on goal. You never know what's going to happen. Could get a rebound. Ricochet off somebody, you don't know what's going to happen. That's what's nice once in a while. Put a shot on goal like that.
And it is Hooper with the ball, goes off to the left side, and a little too far, and it'll be a throw in for Chazy. Racine checking back into the game. Barrier coming off the game. And you know what's nice to see a guy like Barrier, the 8th grader, seeing quality playing time against a quality team.
Yeah, he's been seeing that all season. First game against Elizabethtown, he had a lot of minutes. I see Coach McCullough put him in a little bit sooner this game than he did the last game. I think it might be because of the injury to maybe Stephen LeBombard, who's a senior, and maybe a little bit physically stronger. Here's a shot right there by Ryan. Wow. That ball just...
That was a knuckler.
I was just going to say, that ball dropped right out. That was a nice try. That keeper for E-Town, they've been shooting it right on him. He hasn't had to make a whole lot of left or right stops, except for that one beautiful save that he made earlier. But a lot of these shots are right on him.
Good try. They tried to hit Ryan, and Reynolds controls the ball at midfield, being guarded by Plank. Pushes it over to Fields, who heels it back to Ryan. Ryan looking to control, trying to get it over to Boris. Chazy controlling, looking around, pushing it back. They're going to regroup and back over to Trombley. And it's Chazy. Trombley will approach a midfield. He sends it into the open field, and it is Ryan giving chase.
Yeah, right down that corner.
Ryan trying to make a move. Nice move by Ryan. And it is White throw-in, that is.
Watch Ryan's throwing. He creates a lot of opportunities on these throw-ins. That just goes to show you put the ball down in the corner, Ryan got a hold of it, make something positive happen with it. And right here it could be a chance for the Eagles.
Well, his throw-ins are like a corner kick, and it goes into Kenny Boris, who sends it into the box, pushes it out, and no shot can be taken, but it's Ryan trying to get to the ball. cleared out, and it will be given chase, and E-Town with the ball. Racine comes in from behind. Good hustle by Racine on number 22, which was Trombley, and Galen Trombley for Chazy pushes it over to Kyle LaFountain.
Notice how they use the field. You know, they use the whole field, bring it back, switch sides, and they move as a unit. The Chazy team does. They move as a unit. You know, they're not all out of position. They're in position. When they go down, they move as a whole team, at the whole field. You know, it's not this guy's over here. They know where they are. They know where they're supposed to be. They move correctly.
Well, some nice open field movement by Stetson Fields. Gets by two. Nice into Ryan. Ryan getting in there. Nolan Ryan. Another one from Stetson Fields. Nolan Ryan to Stetson Fields.
Stetson and Nolan, wasn't it?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Or Stetson Fields to Nolan Ryan.
Beautiful.
And what a 1-2 punch.
Yep. Setting it up from the defense
on
again.
The defensive end.
Defensive end again. He moved the ball around, switched him, and caught him out again. Beautiful passes. That's two wonderful passes by Stetson, right down the middle of this E-Town team. Ryan's breaking away free. He wasn't able to do that the first game. It seems like he had some shots on goal, but this game here, I mean, these you're not going to give this kid this kind of opportunity to score against you.
Yeah, but you know, Joe, it wasn't like it was an easy opportunity. He had two guys by him, and he had to hug that ball to his foot. I mean, that was an all-star big-time play.
That's you know what? Ryan lives for these big games. It appears they all do. They live for these games. But Ryan has had a lot of success over the last couple of years, especially against these good Elizabethtown teams.
A solid Elizabethtown team.
You know, these teams are good, but that's what Ryan does right there. He comes up with the ball. That was a questionable call, but the ref is going to call it.
Wow. Well, he saw it. We didn't see it that way. Ryan slid tackle, got the ball in front of him, and got up, but I'm not sure what the call was, but hey, he's got the whistle. So it is E-Town ball. We're under 8 minutes to go here. Ryan with 2 goals here in the first half.
Yeah, you know, speaking of Ryan again, I know we talk an awful lot about Nolan, and it's hard not to. I mean, he gets a lot of our mentioning here, but you see why. You know, that last goal again, just that play right there, this one that they called the direct kick against Ryan. Things like that. He does the intangibles, all those things. He has it all. He doesn't just score goals. He makes things happen. He makes everybody around him a better player, and that's an all-star, and he's it.
Thrown by Ratliff, trying to find Plank. Reynolds trying to clear it out, and I'm not sure what the call was, but it goes in Chazy's favor. Handball was called, and LaFountain quickly gets the ball up, trying to get into the Elizabethtown area. It is controlled by number 7. That would be, I wish these numbers were in order, but it was Gowdy for Elizabethtown that had it, who sent it into the Chazy territory.
Good play, Baker.
And Baker trying to stick him, and Plank with the ball. Plank making the move, gets by 1, 2, 3 players. Plank will let the shot go, and he goes wide. Good individual effort by Plank.
Yeah, nice play. Just noticing earlier, Baker, you know, made a nice defensive play. He didn't play an aggressive defense, but he contained him. You know, he contained him enough to slow him down, let the other Chazy defense get back. You don't always have to take the ball when you're playing defense. Nice too if you can, but when you can't make a mistake on defense. No. You know, you make a mistake on offense, you can get away with it. You have a lot more give. You know, you have guys in back. You make a mistake on defense, it's especially against this Elizabethtown team. This Plank, he looks like he's the real deal. He can play. He's got some wheels. He's good. He's a solid player. They have Morris. They got Hooper. You know, they got some players, and you make a mistake against this team, and they are going to make you pay.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they have 4 starters that are seniors. We have 8. And what a shot by Latrimore, and Marvin made a nice play, but I think he was a little surprised that it was going as far as it was. And Trombley, nice stick by Trombley, pushes it up over to Baker. Baker trying to find Ryan, and it is Fields. Fields and Hooper with the ball. Hooper wins that battle, sends it across, picked up by Ben Baker. Ben Baker over to Kenny Boris, back to Fields. Fields with 2 beautiful feeds, assists to Nolan Ryan, and it is Jason Baker with the ball, working his way into the 18, over to the ball's there. There's a scramble, that's for sure, and the ball's knocked out. And you know what they say, Joe? Nolan Ryan finished those balls, but you got to acknowledge the man that put it on your foot.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know what? Nolan's the first person to do that too. The Chazy's outshot him 14. Looks like 14-3. You got about 5 minutes left here in the first half. Eagles have dominated most of the possessions E-Town has put together more opportunities this game than they did the first game. I've noticed the first game they had a tough time even making 3 passes together. You know, they were Chazy kids were right on them. They've had a couple more opportunities, I think, this game here in the first half than they did the first game.
Oh yeah, there is definitely Chazy down in Elizabethtown totally dominated that game. I mean, Elizabethtown had a couple chances, like almost opportunity chances, where they were trying to play for a break, but they put together some more passes here. Their passing game has been better here than it was down in Elizabethtown. I'm talking about the Elizabethtown team.
Yeah, they've improved also, the Elizabethtown team. You can see them improve as the season goes on. They're a well-coached team. It's nice to see them bring a good game of soccer down here to Chazy tonight.
Well, you know, I mean, you got them about 3 or 4 deep there along the fence line. The seats are pretty well filled. So, I mean, we got a big-time crowd for a big-time game and a big-time player scoring 2 goals, Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, and I think he might be sole possession of 12th place in the national ranking.
We will check that out for you folks there at the half.
Tell him at the end of the season.
Well, we'll let him know this game where he stands. Of course, these games are delayed. There goes Ryan. Look at the Ryan. Ryan with the ball. Ryan's got control. He's got Ratliff there. Ryan trying to get into the box. Ryan is down. Ryan trying to get up. Oh my God! Yeah. Oh yeah, and Kenny Boris picks up the goal. Ryan almost that was Nolan Ryan all across the board. Kenny Boris picks up the rebound, but Nolan almost scored on that.
Oh my, he had a nice shot. He got knocked down in the box. Still come up with the ball. Made a beautiful shot at the net, and Boris was there to pound in the rebound. That was a smart play by Boris. He was opportunistic. You know, that's what you had to be. Boris scored 2 goals against Elizabethtown the first game. Yeah, and, you know, Ryan picks up the assist there, but Boris scored two goals the first game against Elizabethtown. 2 big goals, the only goals that we scored.
That's right. And he scores here.
One of them was a similar kind of goal. One of his goals, a rebound off the keeper. He takes advantage of the opportunities when they come to him, and that's what you need out of a striker. That plays like him. He has a style of play that's like that. He'll jam it down your throats. You know, that's what he does.
Well, you know what I was going to say, Joe. I mean, he was there, and it looked like an easy goal. But you know why he was there? He played his position.
Yeah, he played his, and that's it. You know, and you when you are there and you have the opportunity, you have to capitalize on it. And it was nice to see that he did that. And he's a junior this year. He's going to come back again next year, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That'll be nice. That'll be nice to see Kenny in there. He's a tough player. I like players like that. You know.
Well, we said this before. He never gives up.
No, he never gives up. He likes to play. He's a hard-nosed soccer player. Going to go right at you 100% all the time, and it's good.
Well, right now, Chazy's back on the attack and the defense. And, you know, we've said this many times, and people probably get sick of hearing us say this on every game. But Chazy, the majority of their passes and heads are done with a purpose. And a lot of these other teams are just booting the ball, trying to clear it with no purpose.
Yeah, you see another ball right there. Another nice ball by Trombley down the corner. Beautiful cross. A little too far out.
Yeah, Ryan tried to hit up Kenny Boris, but it started back on the defensive end again.
Yeah, he was looking for him all the way.
And, you know, if you look at all 3 goals, they all started about midfield, defensive end, and they just let loose with some nice pass work, keeping the ball on the ground. And that's when Chazy's at their best, when they keep the ball on the ground.
Yeah, it's the technical game, short, just the passing now. Chazy used to be known for their short passing game, which they've always excelled at. But they have some nice long passes too that they get down in those corners, creates opportunities for you to score.
Well, Reynolds tries to find Ryan, and there's Ryan. Can he get by number 8? And there's collision. Oh. And there was a collision, and it went against Ryan. And, you know, he doesn't say much. He just goes back and does his workmanlike job.
Yeah, that's what you have to do when you're a player. You know, the ref blows a whistle, you turn around, you play soccer. You have to teach the kids when they're at a young age. That's the bottom line. The ref is always right, whether the ref is questionable or not. Yeah. And you might be right, but guess what? The man with the zebras, they win.
Well, let me tell you, Joe. I've refed, and I'm up in this booth where I can see a big angle. And let me tell you, those guys do a good job the majority of the time. And, you know, when they make a call, it's not that they make a bad call. It's a question of where they are on the position on the field, what they see on their position. You know, we see a lot of things here that they don't see. I mean, they can only see so much out there.
Yeah, and it's not a hard job. It is a hard job to do that they have sometimes, especially when you're on the other side. You got probably 400 of the best fans in the North Country over there tonight right now.
On both sides of the
and the fans get excited. You hear things, and it's just some of it's uncalled for from the fans. But the refs they have to tune that out, and they normally do a pretty good job.
Yeah, I know we've been critical a couple games on some calls, but at the end of the day, they do a pretty good job out there.
Yeah, like we said before, we never make mistakes up here.
No, not at all. Where the first half is coming to an end, and it is 3-0 Chazy. We'll have some halftime festivities at senior night, and I think they're also going to be honoring Nolan Ryan for breaking the New York State record. We'll be back in just a moment. It is senior night here at the George Brendler Field with this game between Chazy and Elizabethtown, and it is.
We would like to congratulate all our seniors on their last regular season home game. First senior Eric Martin. Jacob Chazy. Terry Lattimore. Kyle Lennon. Jonah Curtin. Tyson Dupree. Galen Trombley. Captain Kyle Fountain. And at this moment, we'd also like to congratulate Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan broke the all-time state goal-scoring record. We'd like to congratulate him. In 8th grade, looking stats, in 8th grade, Nolan Ryan had 16 goals. In 9th grade, he had 18 goals, so he also missed 10 games. In 10th grade, he had 48 goals. 11th grade, he had 49. And currently, he has 35 goals. The coaching staff and team of the Chazy boys soccer team like to congratulate Nolan. We'd also like to say that to Nolan that as a community and as a town of Chazy, we are very proud of him and very proud of his accomplishments. But as a team in the community, we're more proud of the person that he is. Congratulations, Nolan Ryan.
We're ready to start the second half here at the George Brendler Field. Chazy with a 3-0 lead. And I know Coach McAuliffe, Joe, had a good talk with them at the half to say, hey, don't let your guard down even though you're up by 3.
No, in this team you can't give them any slack at all. E-Town, they'll come back at you. I don't think Chazy's about to do that though with a 3-0 lead. I don't think I've ever seen them relinquish a 3-0 lead. I don't remember the last time they ever did. I can't recall it.
Well, stranger things happen. When's the last time you saw Chazy with a 2-game losing streak?
Very true. That was like the end of last year's last game, and for the Eagles, and this year's first game for the Eagles.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're going to get the loss out of the way early. It's heartbreaking to lose in the playoffs. One game can make or break your season. You get a team that gets a couple lucky breaks, they can snatch it from you. Having a loss does take the pressure off you. I mentioned before. I remember when I had a championship undefeated team, and Coach Brendler said the same thing. Sometimes a loss is good for your team. It's hard to see that when you're a young kid. Here's another move right here.
Oh, nice play by Ryan. Oh, Kenny Boris just missed a wonderful opportunity on a beautiful feed from Stetson Fields.
Yeah, Stetson's at it again. He's on all cylinders now. He's played a great game in the middle of this field. He's controlled it, settles it down, moves the ball left, right, up and down. He makes some wonderful passes. He's been doing that since he got here to Chazy 2 years ago. He's very, very skilled player and a lot of speed too. He has a lot of speed.
Oh, Reynolds trying to control the ball. He just taps it over, and it's controlled by E-Town. And Trombley will send it into the Elizabethtown end with Ryan giving chase, and Ratliff sends it back toward midfield, and Latchmore looking, and nice hustle by Latchmore, heads the ball way over to Kenny Boris. Boris being challenged by number 9 Scott Morris, the senior for Elizabethtown. And it is Kenny Boris with the ball right now, trying to get by one of the defenders for Elizabethtown, but he still controls, and he pushes number 7 Gowdy down, and it's a push on Kenny Boris, and it will be a kick for Elizabethtown with, it looks like Goff. No, Goff is not taking the kick, but the ball is headed into the Chazy end, and Gowdy sends it up, and it's Trombley trying to chip it up over to Baker. Baker being pushed by Plank, and it is Baker and Gowdy giving chase, or Castava I should say. And the ball is in Chazy territory. It looks like Hooper with the ball. Hooper looking to take a shot. And what I noticed, Joe, is that Valigi, who played the Westport game just a couple days ago, is in net now, and Jacob Beeman is sitting down, so I don't know if his twisted ankle acted up or what, but they have Chris Valigi, and it might be that coach is just trying to test him in a big game, because if a goalie does go down, you need somebody to back up in the playoffs.
True. I saw Ian Brassard warming up Valigi quite extensively during the half, and it kind of made me wonder, because normally he wasn't warming up between the halves of any other game like that. So he must have done re-injured the ankle or something. He played a nice first half. Beeman did, and it's going to be interesting to see how Valigi can handle this kind of game here, because E-Town does have an offense. They can come down, they can make some problems for you, and it's good to get him in there for a game like this, to let him know what he has to do to play high caliber soccer.
And a handball on Plank, and it will be a kick for Chazy. We're about 4 minutes here into the second half. Chazy leading in the shot category 16-3. Corner kick category 1 corner kicked to 0. But more importantly, they lead on the scoreboard 3-0 right now, and it is Kenny Boris with the ball, trying to chip it up toward Ryan. Ryan does have the ball. Ryan being guarded very closely. Ryan gets by a couple players. Ryan will let the shot rip, and Nolan Ryan just drills the far post, and then I thought it might go in on the cross line, but it just went in front of the net.
Yeah.
And Ryan, from about 25 yards out, just missed on scoring his hat trick tonight.
That's 2 great scoring opportunities Chazy's had in the first 5 minutes of this half. Coach McCullough told him don't let up, and it doesn't seem they have. Stetson's quick to that ball.
And this game for sure, but I can assure you, leading up to this game, that Coach McCullough reminded them last year what happened on their last game of the season and who took them out.
Yeah, and it's this Elizabethtown team. If any team's going to do it, it's going to be Elizabethtown in this league, it looks like this year. And it's hard to beat a good team 3 times. I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
And Nolan Ryan drills. I think Brock Marvin was screened on that play.
Yeah, he was.
But Joe, how many games now does he? The last 6 or 7 games, he's had at least a hat trick or better every game.
Yeah, he's on fire. This is the 6th game in a row. He's on fire, the kid.
There's 20 goals now in 7 games. Or 6 games.
I think it's 6 games. Yeah, 20 goals in 6 games. He's on fire, but you'll be the first to say he's not going to have those goals without his team in front of him, around him, behind him. He gets those goals. That was Chazy worked the ball up, created an opportunity. Ryan got open in the middle. He just dinged one off the post just moments earlier. So he's on fire. He's accurate now. It was a nice ball that he kept down with a left foot. Beautiful left-footed shot that he made. He kept the ball down low. Didn't get over the top of the ball to send it over the top of the net. It was a nice goal. All three of his goals have been beautiful goals.
No doubt about that. But more importantly, I guess for Nolan Ryan on that goal, that has now vaulted him up to number 11 on the national level for all-time career goal scorers for soccer players at any level in high school soccer.
Yeah, nice to see. He could soon crack the top 10 in the next couple of games that they play, especially against some of these weaker opponents that I think they're going to be playing in this MVAC championship game. Normally there's a good chance right there, but normally these teams are not the higher echelon teams of the division. The first couple of rounds of the sectionals, and I think they're going to be seeing Elizabethtown again for the sectional championship down at PHS.
I think you're right, and Coach McAuliffe will be the first to tell you he hates to play a team 3 times in one season, but the bottom line is, or it's tough to even beat somebody 3 times, and his biggest fear in playoffs is getting out of his own region.
Well, it's one game at a time. He has these boys trained pretty well. They don't look forward or ahead too much. Hard not to. You read the papers, you know what's going on. For these kids, they all know what's going on. But he has them focused. You have to stay focused every game because you get overconfident. Nice head. Nice pass to Boris right there.
And yeah, it was a nice head by Ryan over to Kenny Boris, but good defensive play by the defender for Elizabethtown, and I think that was either Allott, and I think it was number 18, Zach Allott, and he's only a sophomore for Elizabethtown.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting next year to see what Elizabethtown brings to the table as far as the team. You said they're going to be losing 4 seniors, so they're going to have a young team this year. They're playing decent soccer. They're not playing really bad soccer, so it's going to be interesting to look forward to next year to see how they square off against each other. Because Chazy's losing 8 seniors.
8 starters.
Or 8 starters, and that's a lot of shoes to fill, and it's going to be very interesting to see if Chazy can hold their dominance. How many MVAC championships has Chazy won now? Does anybody know?
Yeah, it's in the 20s right now.
20s? How many is this in a row?
In the 20s.
Yeah.
Hey, car! Hey! What's that throwing around?
Don't talk to me.
And the whistle has blown. And LaFountain looking to take the kick for Chazy.
No, he's fine. He's anything.
And Marvin with the ball comes up with it. And he punts the ball toward midfield. Good hustle by Trombley. And Trombley goes over Plank, and they get up. Good sportsmanship from Trombley and Plank. Elizabethtown with the ball over to Hooper. Hooper looking. He's got some room. He sends the ball toward the net. And good play from Hooper. There's a new goalie in there, so you got to test him.
Yeah. You never know what's going to happen. I don't think Valigi's really going to be too nervous with that defense in front of him, but you gotta handle the ball when it comes your way too. Like I said, E-Town's they're gonna keep trying. They're gonna keep trying, and they're gonna learn from this game how to adjust maybe in the sectional championship, because I do think that these 2 teams are the best teams in the MVAC, North or South. From what I've seen, and it's going to be interesting to see the next game, see how a coach for E-Town adjusts and overcomes this Chazy team. And a lot of people this year, thought Chazy'd be kind of a weaker team, and they probably are. They're not as strong as they have been, quote unquote, but they still know what to do. They still win. And that's the bottom line. Each year is different. You have a different team, and you have to adjust the players every season, because you always have players coming and going. You lose seniors, you have to replace them, and Chazy always seems to be able to do that.
And they want the. It's funny because you hear the E-Town fans saying no way and the Chazy fans saying Yahweh, and it did go Yahweh for Nolan Ryan on that one. He gets called. He was tripped, knocked down, whatever you want to say on the play.
I think he was just like jumping up in the air. He was jumping up in the air and got kind of knocked down. I don't
think there was a call. I don't think there should have been a call. Personally,
I don't know if that was proper.
Joe, I would give the support to the. Oh, wow. The referee, I think, could have let that one go.
Yeah.
And right now, Latchmore trying to gain control. Latchmore lets the shot go high. Oh! Another post.
Another goal.
And Jason Baker.
Yes.
And that's like 3 posts that Chazy's hit. Perry Latchmore almost gets the goal. Jason Baker puts it down. And Chazy has come out flying here in the second half with a 5-0 lead now, and it's like they're trying to make a statement.
Yeah, they've done a good job as far as keeping the pressure on the E-Town team. That right there shows you the follow-up shot. The defensive man Lattimore put a beautiful shot. That's the third time Chazy's hit either post or the crossbar so far this half. Early in the first half, they put a lot of pressure on E-Town. Now shooting him, I think it was 20-5 now. In the last couple of flurries, they've had some excellent opportunities. Fields hit the post. Ryan's hit it right there. Lattimore hit it. It's just unrelenting attack. They haven't let off at all this second half.
No, I think Rob, Coach McAuliffe made it very clear you are not going to have a letdown. And I still go back to last year. Don't forget what happened to you.
No, this game still, it's not over. I mean, it's 5-0 lead. It's going to be next to impossible for them to surmount that. But that's just the way it is. The Chazy team's coming right back at him again. Baker, I'm glad to see Baker get a goal too. He's played very hard these last few games. It's nice to see him get a goal. He's one of the leading scorers in the section also. Baker playing halfback, so that shows you his versatility. He can score, play defense. He controls that middle very well.
Well, right now it's Hooper making a nice play by Reynolds, and Stetson Fields comes through, and that would be a foul, and Fields says no, but oh yeah, it was. And it is a direct kick for Elizabethtown, and they hit the crossbar, and a nice shot, a quick shot by Gowdy, and Chazy dodged the bullet there.
Yeah, caught the Chazy defense kind of turned around a little bit. That's happened to him before. The first game of the season against PHS, Chazy scored and they kind of got a little bit lazy on defense, and it was 21 seconds later. PHS came right down. A good team. You cannot be lackadaisical on defense whatsoever, because they'll make you pay. And that's a sign of a good team that can do that. They almost made Chazy play right there because. Valigi, I don't think he was expecting that shot to be right on net.
Well, I think what I'm impressed with tonight, I mean, Chazy's obviously playing a very strong game, but I'm impressed with E-Town not giving up. They're giving everything they have.
No, and that's what's good about them. They do that, and that's why they're Elizabethtown. They always bring a game. I don't care what game they're playing. They're going to play hard. It's nice. It shows a lot to do with their coaching, especially. No, you kids get down. Sometimes you get down this many goals in a game. It's hard to keep up, and it's hard to keep up your enthusiasm for it. You know, it's because Chazy's pretty much got a lock in this game, being 5-0. How many minutes we got left? You got 26 minutes left. I don't think Chazy's gonna have much to worry about. It's gonna be interesting to see what Coach McAuliffe does here later in the second half, if he's going to bring in many of the reserves. But I think he's going to have to keep his strong team out there, because E-Town can bring it to you.
Well, I don't see him doing any reserves tonight to speak of.
No. Now, even in a 5-0 game against a team like Elizabethtown, they come down to score a couple goals quick.
You don't want to change the flow of the game. You got flow working right now. You got momentum. You don't want to chance that, especially in a big game like that. Look what's riding tonight. They're looking at the championship, the NVAC North.
But you also have some games coming up, sectional games against some weaker opponents. And you want to keep your sharpness against a team like Elizabethtown because they're going to give you the best game around.
Oh, there's no doubt. And when they get if they move farther into the regionals, these guys are gonna be playing full games.
Yeah.
And they got to get their wind up for that. I mean, they're well conditioned now,
Very true.
but you got to be ready to play 80 minutes.
Very true, and they're going to be playing teams like Elizabethtown are probably
better.
stronger. Yeah,
Better.
they're going to be playing. And this right here, this is a good test for your team. How do you handle a team like E-Town? They're not ranked in the state this year, but they still have a good quality program. And to test your team, you got to play the best to be the best. That's how it goes. Against Chazy last week, the boys, Chazy boys, had a game against Chazy. Chazy was a very physical team. You know, they didn't have.
They weren't as skilled.
No, they weren't. They definitely weren't as skilled. I think Elizabethtown could probably give them, probably beat them. I'd have to say
That'd be the game.
Yeah, they could beat Chazy. Chazy is they're much more physical. But it's good for the Eagles to play these kinds of teams. It's what they're going to be facing when they go to the. Hopefully, if they get past Section 7, they go into the regionals. This is you're going to be playing good quality programs most of the time. It's you get to those final 8, final 4 teams. They're all pretty good teams. You know, you have to be good.
You get to the Final Four, they're all quality
They're
teams.
all good teams. And it's nice. Chazy girls next week have a big game against Elizabethtown down in Elizabethtown Tuesday night.
And they need that game.
They need
wanna play
that game.
in the NBAC.
Yeah, they can't tie it or lose it. They got to win the game and
then play a playoff game.
And then play a playoff game. I don't know when they're going to talk about the playoff game. They were talking about maybe having it the following
night.
Play right off. Yeah,
It's got to be Wednesday or Thursday because the NBAC is a week from tonight here at the George Brendler Field.
Look at that nice cross. You got to settle that ball down.
Oh, good try from Ben.
Yeah. Good hustle. Good hustle.
And it is Hooper with the ball, and he sends it up. And Kyle LaFountain says, yeah, I'll send it back. And he does. It's picked up by Kenny Boris. Boris looking to make a move. And it is Ben Baker. Ben sends it back to Reynolds. A nice play.
Nice play.
Nice play from Kyle Reynolds. He's got Trombley to the far side. He gets him. Trombley with the ball. Sends it up to Ryan. Nolan Ryan trying to get by a player. Nolan Ryan lets the shot rip. He gets side net on the opposite side, but nice try by Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, he's dangerous from that side. He's dangerous down the middle. McCullough's moving him around a little bit. He's marked pretty heavy by defensive man normally. Who's marking him earlier? Who's marking him?
It would have been Logan Morris.
Morris, yeah. Morris has been around. He's been around a while too. He's a good player for Elizabethtown. You got to try to mark Ryan. I see they got
Or actually, it might have been Scott. It was one of the Morris boys. It was either Scott or Logan. Yeah.
Yeah. Both those names are very familiar. They've been around the league a few years too. Are they seniors?
Scott's a senior and Logan is a junior. And hats off to them. I'm assuming they're brothers and they're both captains.
Oh, nice to see. Nice to see. Being a junior captain, it means the other players respect him when you're a junior captain. So you're going to be seeing. You're going to see him again next year.
Well, the ball is in play on a throw-in from Ratliff, controlled by Chazy. It's Reynolds with the ball. He has Latchmore on the far side. He hits Latchmore. Latchmore has Ben Baker ahead of him, but he's looking up to send it into the Elizabethtown end, and it's a run in here. It's Kenny Boers trying to get to it, and Ratliff clears it. Ben Baker looking to do something, trying to head it, and Latchmore, Hooper, nice play, sends it over to Plank on the wing. Wing heels it back over to one of his players, and it's a nice play by Baker. And it is Jason Baker over to Fields. Fields looking to get by one player. He does. Pushes it to the fire side over to Ben Baker. Ben Baker is into the box. Baker giving chase. And good hustle by Ben Baker. And good defense by Derek Ratliff.
Good defense, some nice movement. Just a play or two ago, you saw Baker didn't come up with the ball, but he forced the Elizabethtown player to do something he didn't want to do. He forced him. You know, he didn't come up with the ball, but he made him make the Elizabethtown player make a bad pass. It just shows you, when you lose the ball, you stay after it, and it's a good thing to see. It shows hustle, and coaches like to see that. I mean, it might make the difference for whether you're on the field or not. If you have that little bit extra hustle that you're going to give, you might not come up with it, but you can force things, positive things to happen for your team.
And Chazy controlling with Latchmore sending it toward midfield. It's short of midfield. And it was Elizabethtown controlling. And the ball gets over to Plank. Plank can be dangerous in this position. Lets the shot go, and Valigi stands up to the challenge.
Yeah, nice shot by
Steve Plank.
Yeah, real nice shot. That was good. Come up
And
with a
nice play. Valigi stood his ground, and he,
no rebound or anything. He fielded it softly and just basically sucked it right into his body and held on to it. No rebounds. Because you saw earlier, I think Jason Baker scored a goal off a rebound. You know, rebounds are important when you're an offensive team. Your teammate shoots the ball, crash the net, go to the net. Things happen. It ricochets. It bounces off the keeper, bounces off the post. You never know where it can do. And if you're in the right position at the right time, you got to have to capitalize on that opportunity.
Well, Chazy is good. I mean, about that with their striking, the way they strike that ball. And if you looked at most of their goals today or tonight, Joe, they weren't people just rifling the ball in the net. They were just balls that were strategically placed in the net that just got by the goalie.
Yeah, they've had some opportunities. They've capitalized on Ryan, especially. He's got a hat trick tonight. He loves these big games. He eats them up. Especially against Elizabethtown. He's played against them. This is his 5th year playing against Elizabethtown. I heard, I was talking to his father the other night. Nolan now has 101 wins in his career. 101 wins in his career, which is...
and how many losses, like 4?
I think 5. 5 losses in 5 years. I mean, that's a stellar career for anybody, but to have, I think he has the most wins in Chazy history of any player. I don't think there's any other players. There, a couple have come close. 99 wins, I believe. Fredericks, maybe. I'm not sure. Somebody else. And 99 wins.
It'd have to be 5-year players.
Yeah, 5-year players. Nolan's played for 5 years. He's over 100 wins now.
Matt Devins, maybe.
I don't think he didn't have that many wins though. No, he didn't. Got beaten some regional games earlier. And Nolan's gone to how many Final Fours?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I mean, those are extra games you play every year, and what a percentage though to win that many of your games. That's one tie in there also. This is one tie, yeah. It's phenomenal. Kyle LaFound's the same way. He's a 4-year player. He has a ton of wins under his belt for a senior.
Well, they're seasoned. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, yeah, well, they've been to the hard games down.
They've been to the big dance, as we call it,
several times, and the way they're playing tonight, it looks like they're going to try to make another run this year at one. I was talking to Ryan earlier, and Kyle LaFound and Stetson. They're hungry. Some people wrote this team off as being kind of marginal, not championship caliber team as far as states go, but I think they're making a statement tonight. They want to make another run. They're hungry.
Well, the team from last year and the players on this year's team, they really believed that they were the best team in the state last year. Wow. And they got beat. I mean, they got beat, but they, in their heart of hearts, they really believed they were the best team last year.
I think there's a lot of people that felt like that, but the score says it all. That's why you play the game, they say.
Absolutely.
That's why you play.
And that's not to take anything away from Elizabethtown.
No.
I'm just saying how the boys feel. Yeah. Elizabethtown won the game. They deserved it last year, but Chazy really felt they were going to do a three-peat.
Yeah, and there's been a few years in there when Chazy's gone on and Elizabethtown hasn't. Elizabethtown could have represented the section very well in the states with some of the teams that Elizabethtown had.
Well, last year they did well, and we talked about this before. If they had Ben Scaglione last year in Potsdam against the eventual state champion, who was it? Colton Pierpont.
Yeah, the Section 10.
Elizabethtown outplayed them that game.
Yeah.
They missed that striker position with Ben Scaglione.
Yeah, that's true. We have an injury right here with Kenny Boris. Looks like he's pulling up lane, pulling the back of his leg. Hopefully it's not too serious. Yeah, you're talking about that. Well, it's the same thing happened with when E-Town beat Chazy last year in the sectionals. Chazy outplayed him, lose the game. You know, it happens like that against a good team.
Minutes to go here. Eric Martin is into the game for Kenny Boris, who it looks like he has a leg cramp right now. Kyle Fountain has the ball, and he'll send it to midfield, trying to get it to the head of Fields, but it's controlled by Elizabethtown, number 9, and that's one of the Morris boys, Scott Morris. Trombley sends it up, trying to hit Nolan Ryan. Ryan has a couple players to beat. Ryan tips it up. It is Ryan. Ryan, good defensive play by number 18, Zach Allott, to clear that out, because if Ryan would have got by him, I think Marvin would have said, oh my God, here he comes again, the Ryan Express.
Yeah, he's going to remember this game, I think, the keeper for E-Town. He's been peppered by Ryan. Ryan was held scoreless the first game against Elizabethtown, and
that doesn't happen too often.
no, it doesn't. He's been held scoreless, I think, against Elizabethtown and Woolsboro. The last time Chazy played Woolsboro, he was held scoreless.
That's right, he was, yeah.
And since then, since that game,
He's been on a tear.
He's been on a tear.
Well, 20 goals in 6 games, that says something. And everyone's at least been a hat trick. And a couple games, well, Crown Point was 5 goals, but all those goals were attitude goals. I mean, he peppered that net.
Yeah, he was upset. They were playing him a little rough. They took him down. I think 4 out of the 5 goals he scored that night was when they took him down hard, and he just kind of looked him in the eye and shot him. No, he scored a lot of those goals in a short time span too.
Yeah, well,
it was a very short time span.
These last 6 games where he scored at least a hat trick, other than tonight's game, he's played about a half a game on all those games.
Yeah, that shows you that what the team is. They're good. The reserve kids are stepped up and played. Their Fields making beautiful passes. Ben Baker's stepping up, playing good ball. Jason Baker playing phenomenally this year.
Well, LaFountain and Plank giving chase right now, and it's LaFountain and Plank. And it is controlled by Baker. Baker over to Fields. Fields tried to hit Racine on the far side. Cleared into it. It was a jump in by LaFountain. It was over Plank. Well, the E-Town fans like that.
Yeah, they're cheering there. They haven't had a whole lot to cheer for yet this game, and this is an opportunity for him. These set plays, you got a new keeper in there. We're going to see how he handles it. If he stays on his line, I think he'll be fine. He shouldn't come off that line too far because he can knock it right over his head. Nice.
And he stood the ground nice. We are under the 15-minute mark here in the second half. Chazy is ahead 5-0. They've outshot Elizabethtown at this point 21-9. And we have a capacity crowd here at the George Brendler Field here for this big game. And I don't know if anybody really expected a 5-0 tonight.
Yeah, I was thinking earlier of the game that we had played against Elizabethtown earlier. I thought Chazy would break it open tonight. It's a big night for him. You're playing on it's a better quality field than the one down at Elizabethtown, which you play on a rough field. It helps a less skilled team. Chazy has a lot of skills. They pass the ball very well on the ground, and you have bumps and stuff that sticks up, and the ball bounces more. It's harder to control.
Well, it's nice. I see Jonah Curtin ready to check in, along with Tyson Dupree, the seniors this year, and it's their last senior game here at George Brendler Field, at least for the regular season. And Eric Martin is a senior, so the 11 seniors will have seen action tonight, which is very nice for Coach McAuliffe to make sure that happened.
Yeah, it's nice. The Eagles have the lead, affords them to put some of the reserves in. These kids are going to take this game. They're going to remember this one for till the next time they play Elizabethtown, which I think should be in the sectional championship again. Ryan just cool hand Luke out there. He just kind of takes the ball, stops, and he doesn't get excited. He just kind of stands up and surveys the situation and makes a pass.
Yeah, he just said, I'm tired of running. I'll just give it to Eric Martin.
Yeah,
he's another senior, fellow senior.
Yeah, I'm sure Ryan would love to feed him a ball to see Martin get a goal.
Oh my God, I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
And of course, I think E-Town, the victory for them would be tonight if they could score a goal.
Well, it's at this time, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion who's going to win this game. 5-0. Chazy's not going to. I don't think they're going to relinquish this at all. They've relinquished 9 shots here, 9 shots in the game, and most of those weren't really quality shots by Elizabethtown. They've had a couple chances. But the defense from the Eagles is playing tough once again. They're playing great defense. They've set up several of the goals from the defensive end to work it down and to make plays. Here comes Lattimore. Lattimore set up 1 goal earlier just by taking a shot. Lattimore took the ball down, made a run. They've been doing that. This defensive unit for the Eagles, they're running down the sidelines. Tremblay, they're dangerous on offense as well as on defense. It's nice.
Well, here goes a set play, it looks like. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but it's always interesting to see. Bend it like Beckham. Oh, nice kick by Ryan. Good save by Marvin.
Is it a natural hat trick though?
I believe so.
Whatever that is. A soft hat trick, right? Nice hustle by Lattimore.
Lattimore, yep. Nice hustle.
Switching nice with barrier.
And nice play by Ollett.
Yep.
Over to Baker. Baker covering. He sends it up over to Ryan. Ryan with the ball. Because in between two players. Nolan Ryan looking to set up.
Nice
inside
pass.
feed. And he tried to hit Perry Lattimore and that, or Eric Martin. And look at Nolan trying to get a ball out to either his cousin Perry or the other senior, when Perry's a senior too, or Eric Martin.
Yeah, I think the game was a little bit closer. We just saw Ryan try to put that on net, but he knows it's over pretty much, and he's going to try to feed somebody else, get an assist to have somebody else score a goal. He doesn't care about scoring anymore. He doesn't need to. You're up 5-0. Why rub it into a team? It shows good sportsmanship on his part.
And Bill stays on his feet. And it is over to Trombley. Trombley with the ball over to Fields. Fields with the ball. Making a nice move, gets by one player, but being guarded very close. And knocked out, should be a throw in for Chazy, it is. And there's some wholesale changes coming on right now. And it looks like Caleb Snide is in the game. Ben Baker's in the game. Nolan Ryan's coming out, probably a smart play. You don't need to risk him getting hurt. Trombley's out of the game. Reynolds is out of the game. And Fields is out of the game. I thought that would happen pretty soon.
Game, boys.
I thought that would happen pretty soon.
Yeah, it is.
Under 10 to go.
It's under 10 to go, but it's still, he's going to put this change in the defensive unit. It looks like Reynolds come out. You got Snide going in and Trombley coming out. The three seniors. Ryan's coming out. This Elizabethtown, if these kids are going to get a good taste of what a good team can be, I think right now. It's a good test for these younger kids. Snide on the right side. He still has Lattimore on this left side, though. And you got Baker here in the middle. Ben Baker playing a stopper position. I don't think I've seen him play the stopper position this year. Has he?
No,
I don't think I've seen him. No, I haven't noticed him play. Yeah, really nice, because next year he might be in that spot more than likely. I mean, he's going to be one of the older players in the team. He's an up and comer. He's going to be playing there. Give him some familiarization with it, which is nice. You see, they play a nice diamond defense. So you look at the four defensive players; they don't play flat, straight across.
You know, it's funny you say that, Joe. I was watching some Major League Soccer last night, and at that level, they play 4 across.
They play 4 across, not 3.
4.
4 across? Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was 4 across
That's
last night. I mentioned that to Galen. I said, I said, that's weird. At that level.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they have the guys or the team that they do that with. Who knows? What kind of team are they? An offensive team, defensive team? What team was it? Do you know?
No, it was Dallas against some team from California. They had 3 initials. I couldn't pick up. I don't remember what they were, but I was surprised, and it was just I'd never seen at that level 4 people across. I thought they'd play more like a diamond defense.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I know that the Eagles have been playing a diamond defense for a few years.
A few decades.
Yeah, there you go. But it's effective. It works. They cover for each other. They can play good team defense.
Nice move by Lattimore.
Nice ball. See how they move the field. They move the ball all around the field.
And they were just passing the ball 4 or 5 passes in a row. And I think Elizabethtown's getting a little tired. I mean, they've been running the whole game. And Baker gets it over to Lattimore.
Yeah, it gets tiring playing, chasing these Chazy kids around the field. Ryan, Fields, Bakers, they've been having a great game. They've come up with the goals when they needed to. Lattimore's playing a good game here too. He might be hungry for a goal. I don't know. Has Perry scored one this year?
I don't think so.
I don't think he's scored a goal. I think Lattimore, he's made a couple of runs in the last few games. We've come up that left-hand side.
Nice play by
Snide, come up with that ball.
Caleb Snide, yeah.
Yep. But nice switching though. You see Baker over there taking Snide's spot on that other side, covering, making sure the defense is covered. Baker cheating over towards
We're
that
approaching
side.
about the 6.5-minute mark here. Left into the game. Galen Trombley is going to check back into the game here. And Chazy with a 5-0 lead. Ben Baker in the stopper position, or I should say stopper position. Sends it back to midfield. His cousin Jason has the ball. Goes back over to Kyle LaFountain. LaFountain goes right side over to Caleb Snide. Snide looking around, has time, goes back to LaFountain. LaFountain has lots more weight to his left, but he sends it up toward Jonah Curtin. And Curtin trying to make a move. It's Curtin. He's pushed away, but good defensive play by the E-Town player, Derek Ratliff. And the ball goes up toward midfield, controlled by Baker. One times it over to Barrier. Barrier sends it back over to Caleb Snide. Snide with the ball goes way over to the right side, over to, it looks like Nathan Racine. Racine with the ball, making his moves, trying to find somebody. Racine working his way to the line. He's hustling. He's not giving up. And they said on Racine, well, it could be. They were both going after each other. And it'll be a kick for Elizabethtown. We're at 5 minutes and 30 seconds here left into the game. And I think it's safe to say that Chazy will win this game, but more importantly than that, I guess, they've dominated about 90% of this game.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt their standings in the state to their #1 standing, that's for sure. It's going to be...
Well, they aren't going to lose any ground.
I don't think so. No, not making a statement here tonight. That's good. This is much better finishes tonight than the first game, the 2-0 game against Elizabethtown earlier in the season. They were finishing very well tonight, especially early in the game. The first half, they were up 3-0 by the half. It was 3-0, I think.
What, down there?
No, here.
It was 3-0.
It was 3-0 at the half. You know, they've tacked on a couple of good goals. One of them was kind of a scramble in the front off a rebound. Another one, Ryan finishing with a beautiful shot. But you saw him have opportunities. They've hit the post a few times, crossbar. Fields has done it. Lattimore's done it. They've all been peppering the goalkeeper for Elizabethtown.
Ryan did it.
Yep.
And it's Lattimore. He's not giving up. And here comes Hooper. Hooper, the transfer from Keene, playing for Elizabethtown tonight, making some nice moves, and they're trying to get that first goal. And LaFountain says, not if I have a choice. And it is right into the hands of Valigi with the a non-Russian offensive player for Elizabethtown. And under 4 minutes now, and with this victory tonight, Joe, Chazy will capture the MVAC North again.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. I don't know how many in a row or what the numbers are on this, but it's quite a few in a row. They've dominated the last 2 decades of soccer in the MVAC, and they continue to do so. Even they change teams, players change every year, and they always are up there. That's a nice shot right there, nice save.
Very nice shot.
Yeah, those are hard for a keeper. They'll skip on the ground like that. The field's fast. It's hard. This Hooper kid impresses me for Elizabethtown. He's a player. He's a good player. Nice trap right there.
He's very talented.
Yeah, very talented.
Well, you know, Joe, a week from tonight is the MVAC, and I think you remember last year, a year ago at this time,
yeah.
we had the freak blizzard of October of 2006.
Oh yeah, there was some cases of near hypothermia going on in both teams. They called it early.
Players and fans.
Yeah, it was terrible. That was the nastiest night of soccer I've ever seen, and it was kind of exciting, kind of fun, but you don't want to see anybody get hurt. You don't want to see the field get tore up either. I mean,
No.
a night like that.
It was pretty.
It was pretty, but it can be dangerous too, you know, and it's not good to have anybody get hurt.
I actually went home after that game and I started a wood stove. I started a fire in the wood stove. It was nasty.
I mean, they were bringing some players off though before even the first half was done. They were bringing some players into the showers.
Well, they
into
did.
the school, yeah.
And you know, I don't think they should even started the second half. It was 7-0 at the half.
No.
But they canceled the girls' game. They had to. I mean, there was like 6 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah, it was. You have to look after the safety of the players first. And this crowd here tonight in Chazy, the Chazy crowd's definitely going to go home smiles tonight. And don't take anything away from E-Town, though. I think they're going to be squaring off again from the way it has been in the past and the way I think it's going to be this year. I think you're going to see these two teams.
They're going to meet again.
In the Section 7 championship for the Class D. And it's hard to beat a good team 3 times, and E-Town is not that bad.
No, they aren't.
They're not that bad.
No, and they're going to have their hands full if we get it back there.
Yeah.
And like I say, Coach McCall says beating the team 3 times in the region is tough. It's his biggest fear, and he'll get another opportunity. I think. I don't see Elizabethtown being upset reaching the finals.
No. They, like you said, they've got a young team. They're bringing a core group back, and they're going to be heard from next year in the MVAC. Chazy's going to have their hands full next year coming back against
this young team of E-Town. Watch them over the next 3 years, and Brock has given up 5 goals tonight. But I'll tell you what, Brock Marvin is one heck of a goalie. Yeah,
he's great. He played a great first game. He played a good game this game. Hard to stop those goals when Ryan's down there like that, or the Chazy team. They were on tonight. They were finished well. And it's nice to see they dominated the first game. They dominated the second game. Only the second game they finished more. They finished a lot better on their opportunities.
Yeah, they did. And, this game's working its way to the end here. We got 40 seconds left. Chazy will win the MVAC championship with this victory tonight over their rival. And a nice goal by Plank. And I told you that would be excitement for Elizabethtown. And nice goal.
Yeah, nice goal. Misplay out in the Chazy. The defensive unit was allowing them to put some pressure on. And Elizabethtown is going to make you pay. You got a new keeper in there for Chazy. Good to get the kids in there at a game like this. The goal means absolutely nothing to the outcome of this game. But these young kids that are going out there, now they realize how they got to step up their play if they're going to stay at a championship level. They're going to be facing this Elizabethtown next year. A lot of these players are going to be coming right back at Chazy.
Well, with Steve Plank on that goal, and I want to give credit to Sam Beaton. He put a beautiful foul into the box. Nice. Beautiful feed.
Nice feed.
And you're right, because it's going to be this E-Town team in the next 3 years are going to be very, very tough.
Yeah, it's going to be some fun soccer again, like it is every year. And E-Town, I think next year or 2 years, they are definitely going to be heard from in the MVAC. Chazy's going to have their hands full.
Well, 5 seconds left, and what I was saying before that goal, Chazy will win the MVAC North. It's a nice for the seniors of Chazy to win their last home game as seniors. You hate to lose it on your home field. And Chazy will move on to the MVAC championship game next week against the Southern Division champ. We don't know who that is yet. And Nolan Ryan keeps on his torrid pace with another hat trick tonight, 20 goals in 6 games, which is pretty impressive, Joe.
Yeah, he dominated. Stetson fed him some beautiful passes. He took advantage of them. That shows you why he is the most prolific scorer in New York State. I mean, he normally doesn't miss those chances when you're going to give it to him, especially in his big games. This is what he lived for. I want to congratulate the Chazy team. And thank you, you and Sam, for having me up here in the booth again. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Joe, you're welcome. And it is the October 12th, 2007 here at the George Brendler Field. Actually, it turned out to be a beautiful night. We didn't expect this, but it's a beautiful night for soccer. And Chazy wins the MVAC North with a 5-0 win over Elizabethtown. And as the Cast Iron boys like to say, that's the way it was in beautiful downtown Chazy.